Hi, today I'm going to be showing you how you can use a WordPress plugin called Yoast to make your blog content really Google friendly. So the first thing you need to do is to log into your WordPress site, which is your URL /wp-admin/ and then type in your username and password. The first thing you need to do is to head over to this plugins section and installed plugins. Just loading it now. What you're going to be looking for is a plugin called Yoast, Yoast, so it rhymes with toast. We have ours installed already down here, but if you don't have it, what you would do is go add new, and then you get through to this page where you can search all the WordPress plugins, and you would type in Yoast, and in a moment it's going to bring it up and you would just press installed. Well, install now. You see this button would be appearing over here. On ours it's installed already, so that's been greyed out. Once you've got that on your system and set it up, it will create a box at the bottom of all your WordPress blog posts. So I'll show you how this looks on one of our recent posts. So if I show you on this one here, so hopefully by now you're slightly familiar with the WordPress blogging platform. It's been explained in a previous video. It's quite easy to use if you've used Microsoft Word or something like that before. So this is a great blog post one of our authors has done about the importance of having beta readers. So beta readers is obviously the keyword for this blog post. So we have put it in the URL here, so you can edit what you want your blog post URL be by just typing it in there. You have to do this before you publish for the first time though. We've put it in headings, we've put it in the text. We've basically spoken about beta readers quite a lot in this article. And down here, this is the Yoast SEO box. So this is basically what we've just installed. So here we can set whatever we want the focus keyword to be. So you can just type in anything you want here, and that will basically tell Yoast the term you want to scan the article for. So in this case, it's beta readers. This snippet editor here shows you how this will appear on Google. So whenever you do a Google search, you normally see in a kind of bolder, darker blue a one-liner and then a little snippet from the website. So in the olden days, this would just be the first, say, sentence and a half on the website. But actually, it's a really good opportunity to put your copywriting skills to the test and to write a really punchy one-liner that includes your keyword. So how you can do that is if you just click here, you can just type any kind of sample, any text you want. I'm just going to type sample text in there to show you how it works. But what I've decided to go for are beta readers are an often untapped resource for writers. Find out just what they did for Michael Miller and what they can do for you. So that's like almost a bit like a headline. So it's something to lead into the article and make sure you're using the term. Okay? Down here, this is the meta keywords. So these are basically the sorts of searches that we want this to come up for when people Google these searches. And then this is the really clever bit down here. So while you're writing the article, while you're composing it, running in the background, Yoast is doing all of these checks for you. So by the time you've finished your article, if you're well trained and well versed in copywriting, you should have most of these things as green. But if they're not green, then you can go back and change whatever you want to in the article, make some tweaks, and then hit update. So let me just go through a few things that this is checking. I'm going to start with the greens. Okay, the first one is the flash reading test, which basically means that I've written this in sensible English. So Google can tell if you're writing very long, convoluted sentences or if you're writing things that don't make sense. Amazing. I have no idea how it can tell, but it can. So this is written in nice English, so I've got a good mark for that. The second thing it's checking is the images on the page contain alt tags with the focus keyword. I'm just going to give you a quick reminder of how I've done that. So to import an image, you just hit add media, then you'll get all of the media in your media library. You would select whichever it was that you wanted to use, and you need to make sure that the alt description of the image you want to use is your keyword. So in this case, for this beta readers image, I've used the alt description, alt text as beta readers. So that's why I've got a lovely green tick for that one. Okay. Next down, the focus keyword appears in the URL at this page. I showed you that at the beginning. Keyword density is a thorny issue because you've got to be using the keyword in a natural manner. If you just start keyword stuffing, which would be if I wrote a sentence like beta readers are great, the reason I like beta readers is because beta readers make my work better, then Google is going to start penalising you because you're trying to trick the system. You're not writing full sentences, you're not writing good English, and you're not actually writing useful content for your readers. So you want to be including your keyword as many times as you can, but don't make it start artificial. If you ever feel like it starts to sound a bit robotic, then you've overdone it, and you need to take some of those out. If you haven't written it enough, maybe you've only written it once or twice, it will flag up here, and that's a good indication that you need to go back and put some more in. This is talking about the meta description, which is this section here, which I showed you earlier. So it's saying beta readers is in the meta description, so that's fine. This page has 2 outbound links. It's a good general practice to get into to make sure you've got a link or two just to another. It can either be an internal link to another page of your site or to a page of somebody else's site within your blog post. That means that Google thinks that you're sending really useful information. So in this instance, I've added a link to where a free Kindle extract can be downloaded of this guy's book. Okay, the page title contains the focus keyword at the beginning, which will improve rankings. So I've used the title, I've used beta readers in the title of my page, and not only that, I've put it at the beginning. This gives it more weighting in Google than if I'd put it at the end. So if I had said the title, make your books better with beta readers, that would not have scored me so highly as starting with beta readers, make your book better. The page title is the right length, that's great. This is quite a long article. This is nearly 1,400 words, and the minimum that Google will even kind of recognize is 300. So this shows that I know what I'm talking about. It's a long article on beta readers, so this is going to rank above shorter articles on beta readers because Google knows I've got more to say about this than people who are only writing 300 words. The focus keyword appears in subheadings in the copy. It says, well, not a major ranking factor, this is beneficial. So if you look back here, you'll see I've put beta readers in my subheadings. And this isn't just normal text that I've bolded, I've actually given it the styling of a heading there. Oops, let me just put that back on so you can see. That's another way to tell Google I know a lot about beta readers, by putting it in subheadings. I've never used this focus keyword before, which is good. So, for example, if I wrote 2 different articles, both on beta readers, they would end up competing against themselves in Google, so that's not a good idea. Make sure you're using a slightly different keyword each time. And the last thing is the meta description contains the keyword, so that's this bit here and this bit here. So the only red mark I've got for this at the moment is the focus keyword doesn't appear in the first paragraph of the copy. Make sure the topic is immediately clear. Now, I've done that for a reason, because I want to introduce my guest poster, Michael, as the first thing in this blog post. And like I said before, with SEO, you've got to think about the reading experience fundamentally. I think, for me, composing this article, it makes the most sense to start by introducing the person who is guest posting and then having his post in there. So I've made a decision that I'm happy to go with this, even though it's a 1 red dot, because I feel this is a sensible way to introduce this guest poster. So if I look back down to my score system at the bottom, you can see that I've mainly got greens, it's just one red, and my overall score is green. So depending on what you're writing about and the constraints of your article, you may not always be able to get every single thing along here green. But the more greens you can get, the better Google's going to think your article is. And some of them, just such as making sure you've written enough, are really easy for you to do. So I hope you found that helpful, and if you have any questions, let us know in the forum. Thanks.